Discerning Shootist here for Blue Collar Prepping. Here in northern Michigan, we've had some crazy winter weather. Yes, winter happens every year, but there have been some really crazy swings where it was 20 degrees, the day after it was 20 below, wind chill, blizzard, rain. We had freezing rain yesterday, rain before that, and then we have snow and high winds. Crazy things are going on. In addition to that, last week we had where Consumers Energy asked residents in its service area to lower their heat to reduce their consumption of natural gas because of a fire at a plant, which kind of creates all kinds of issues about expecting the grid to go down. And so we're going to retouch on some of that stuff here, or I am, for you at Blue Collar Prepping. One of the things is that a big tenet of what we do is about saving money and doing things efficiently and economically. One thing is here is this wonderful gas can that I bought. It was like 5 gallons, I think, maybe 6 gallons. Oh, 6 gallons. 6.5 gallons. It's old, it's metal, it actually isn't rusted out. And a good way to keep it that way is when I store it up off the ground. I have some wood shelves built on where I store my gas cans. Now everything goes to plastic, it's metal, what have you, but I paid $1 for it. That's pretty cheap storage. And you use some additives there to keep it in the last good while. Now, I haven't put any additives in it because I have lots of vehicles and accessories and a generator that uses gasoline, of which it's going to get used, so I didn't bother wasting the additive in it. But part of the problem is back in the day, they really didn't have all that kind of good way to seal it in. Gas will eventually evaporate, like right out of it. So in a year's time or 2 years' time, the gas that's in here will evaporate right out. So you can see I put a little piece of tape on the end of it, and I'm probably going to keep that on there for a minute. And it does have a seal here in the back, and it works good. But there is no seal here in the front, which you could probably guess what this is. This is a cap that's off of a glass milk bottle. Oops. And quite frankly, my thought was, I'm like, that's about right size. And guess what? It is the right size. Now, of course, it covers the whole thing, and it doesn't, and you won't be able to use this to put threads on it. But we're going to trim that down a little bit here with my handy dandy cut-alls and get it on there so the top of this gets threads, if I can keep from dropping it. Now, when we cut this, what you really want to do is you want to make it so it's bigger than this rim here, but so the outside cap actually can still engage the threads. So we're not really going to take off too much that falls in the hole, but we're going to take off enough that it covers it, that you can still engage the threads. Now, talking about generators and such is why I'm trimming this and showing that, and as I was doing that, there actually is a little line underneath that you could see right here, maybe, that was actually allowed me to trim it. So it was pretty handy. You got to take a little bit more off. And what I'll do is I'll go around from the inside now. Now, I made mention of the fact that we have lots of tools here, Discerning Shootist Hovel, that use gasoline as their primary fuel source. And I got some projects going on for this year. Hopefully it'll come to fruition. They're kind of pricey. But aside from that, what we're talking about right now is things that use gasoline. One thing is I'm going to show you, like in case you're ever in that position where that's pretty close, or Consumers Energy or wherever says, hey, you know what, you need to cut back on your gas consumption right now. We're going to show you some alternatives to heating your house. Now, having said that, some of them are generator based, and being generator based means you need something that's you got to maintain it. So in my quest to use my generator, which I haven't run in probably 2 years, guess what? So next week is going to be the big, hey, don't do this, do as I say, not as I do, as we try to get the generator running. So there we slip this on. It's just a little too big, maybe. And then again, maybe not. Look at that, it fit right in there. So let's see how smart I am. Look at that. Now remember, to pour the gas out of there, you're gonna have to undo the thing. So that's okay. We can do that with a flat-bladed screwdriver. So just a little hack there, where my $1 6.5 gallon gas can is now airtight. I don't have to worry about evaporation. This is the Discerning Shootist for blue collar prepping. Stay warm, stay safe. And if you can't stay safe, you can't stay warm, be good and dangerous.